So functional fitness, the other big thing is that it has to be layered. And this is absolutely critical. So like, what does this mean? What does the layered approach mean? It's literally breaking down the individual exercise into smaller pieces. So it's building on those small layers of success. Okay. It's not being a lumper, as Bob Bailey would call it. You want to be a splitter, right? Bob Bailey's quote is, be a splitter, not a lumper. Right? If we lump everything together, sort of like when I talked about just looking at that big video going, okay, I saw this video on Facebook, I'm going to go do it. And you don't break it down, failure rate goes up, which we don't want. We need to break things down into smaller pieces, and we build success on all those little layers. This is dog training 101. Okay. We gradually add in challenges systematically. So as long as the criteria of the exercise has been met in sort of that lower layer, then great, we add a challenge. If the criteria is met there, then we add another challenge. Too often what I see people do is they rush in to do the whole end behavior. And that's where frustration happens, right? Because they're not getting it. Dog doesn't understand it. You're seeing more arousal. You are seeing more frustration barking. You are seeing the dog offering other behaviors. They can't sit still, right? And a lot of it is in turn because they don't have the clarity, because we haven't gradually and systematically added in challenges. We just threw them right into the water and said, I hope to God you can swim, right? And why is this so important? Because when we gradually add in challenges and we layer things up, this is what improves clarity for your dog. If we have more clarity, we have more confidence. If we have more clarity, we have more calmness. So those dogs that are bouncing off the walls, the more clarity that you give them and the more you break it down, the calmer these dogs become, right? Once they have clarity and they have confidence, guess what? Reinforcement goes up because they're being more successful. And that's what grows that end behavior. If we just rush into the end behavior, we do not get the same results. And this is absolutely huge. And not only is this layered approach important for the training and the learning of the dog, but it's also important for the physical adaptation of the dog. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that sometimes the dogs don't have yet the strength, the balance, the flexibility to do a high level exercise. They're just not there yet. And that's not because something is wrong. That's because they just haven't worked through the smaller layers to build up more strength and build up more flexibility for that specific exercise that we're doing. So you work on the lower levels, you proof that, you do more reps, you do more sets, you build up the strength and the flexibility, and then all of a sudden those elite exercises become so easy, right? Because again, you've layered it up. So the layered approach is really going to help to decrease failures in the session because we're not giving them calculus off the bat. We're giving them 1 + 1. If you can handle 1 + 1, awesome. Now we're gonna try 2 + 2. If that goes well, then we're gonna try 3 + 3 and slowly and incrementally move it up. So then we don't have the failures. And that in turn is helping to protect and increase your dog's confidence because the more failure we have, their confidence goes down. When we think of a training session and we get frustrated with our dogs, why are we frustrated? We're frustrated because the dog's not getting it. Why is the dog not getting it? Probably because we've asked them for too big of a challenge. Right? All it takes is layering it back and then boom, dog gets it. They get more reinforcement. They're getting more success. Next thing you know, that behavior is growing.